Hey YouTube, Mr. Deltafix here, just bringing you my post-Nationals Malefic deck update. I did update my deck the night before Nationals, I didn't get a chance to bring you it. I came 223 out of just about 400 give or take, and I'm just going to bring you my deck update now. Also, big shout out to my buddy Marshmallowable, who did best out of our entire team, coming I believe 159? I might have to check up on that. And O'Malley 1919 came 222. Damn by. The type of win condition, not the sexual choice in gender. Please don't think I'm being sexist. Although that is weird. Right, I'm going to crack on. Start with the staple monster in 1, 2, 3 Malefic Cyber End Dragon, because Malefic Cyber End, all you have to do is remove from your extra deck and you're set, you've got him on the field. It's not that much of a cost. Same really with Malefic Stardust Dragon. Not as big a beater, but you know, it's also a field barrier for when I've got Malefic Walls in the field and I'm trying to search. You do not know how many times people have misplayed with MST trying to destroy it during my draw phase and not succeeding because I have Stardust on the field. Next up is my 2 Malefic Rainbow Dragon. Some people would say that's not a staple, but I don't care because it is a 4000 beater, and even if it's in defense mode, it's just a case of it's still there for defense. And I'm just going to bring up 2 Rainbow Dragon just because I have to remove them to summon. Next up, 3 Beast King Barbaros. I run 3 now because I got the extra one just before Nationals. I wasn't sure if I had one before. I'll have to scroll back on the videos. I run those because of skill drain. Pay 1000 points and you get to negate all abilities. So I'm normal summoning a 3k beta. I run 2 Gigeltron Dragons because of Gear Town. I run 3 Gear Town, but it's just a case of it's like a monster reborn when destroyed. So destroy MST my own Gear Town, monster reborning it basically, or summoning it from my deck hand or graveyard. So next I'm gonna put out my favourite card in the game, Berserk Dragon. Sorry, I kind of sounded like the rooster from Looney Tunes there. I say Berserk Dragon, son. Sorry, I'll never do that again. The next I'll show 2 Effect Veiler, basically for the Laggiers and the Dulkers. So if I want to Effect Veiler them both on the field, or if he's got one on the field, it will really screw them over. Or if at all, Rescue Rabbit, just for S's and giggles, really. The next monster in my deck is Neospatian Grand Mole, just for a case of bouncing it back, any monster back. So, say if I attack Dulker, it'll either have to use the ability to negate or be bounced and be useless anyway. Next up, an uncommon choice for a Malefic deck, or I've been told, and that's Tour Guide from the Underworld. I'm using a playset. Black Rare, not Secret, because I think Secret is a ridiculous rarity to be buying for Tour Guides, as it is so expensive. But yeah, basically, normal summon it to the field. I can special summon 1 level 3 or lower Fiend type monster, and then I'll overlay for something like Leviathan Dragon, or Dijin, or even Giga Brilliant. Next up will be Sangan. Again, overlay. It's just overlay fodder, really. That's all the monsters from the main deck, anyway. Next up, I'm running Gear Town playset. Like I said, I can tribute summon a ancient gear monster with 1 less tribute, or when it's destroyed, I special summon it. Next up is 2 copies of Malefic World. I did run 3, but I decided to run 2 because it's just a case of it slows the deck down, ironically enough. If I have 2 in my hand and 1 on the field, it's a dead card in my hand. Although I do like the search ability, I've cut down a lot of the Malefic monsters, that's why I cut down on the Malefic worlds. I might consider taking out Necro Valley from this deck and starting to run 3 again, but it's just a case of I may even take another one out just so I can put another Necro Valley in. Again, comment at the bottom afterwards. Speaking of Necro Valley, it's just so my opponents can't go to the graveyard to remove it from play, so shuts down Chaos, shuts down Wind Up, shuts down Evosaur, and yeah, pretty much that. Necro Valley's my field spells, so I use Terraforming. Terraforming, yeah, just basically search out field spells, basically. And can't see a better reason to run it than that. It's a Malefic deck, so might as well. I main 2 MSTs because I think Night Beam, although it can't be chained onto, if you play MST right anyway, then you're not really going to be in much trouble. Short of them having a counter trap, a final countdown or something like that on, which actually, saying that mockingly, there were many final countdown decks at Nationals. Deal with the Dark Ruler is my last spell card. That's basically when a level 8 or higher monster goes to the graveyard, I can summon Berserk Dragon. Berserk Dragon, as you know, is a high-ranking dark zombie type monster with 3,500 attack points and 0 defense points. Its ability is it can attack all your opponent's monsters once during that same turn, but it can't attack your opponent directly on the same turn it does that. And it also loses 500 attack points during the end phase of each turn. Now, if I have Skill Drain on the field, yeah, it can't attack all my opponent's monsters, but at least it can still keep its attack power. What I'm going to do is I'm going to move on to the trap cards, then on to the side and extra deck. I run 2 Skill Drain, pay 1,000 points, negate the effects of all face-up monsters on the field. 2 Solemn Warning, pay 2 grand, negate the summon or effect to summon. Same again with Solemn, except this time you pay half your life points for the destruction or something that causes destruction. Deck Devastation Virus, tribute a dark monster with 2,000 or more attack points. To check my opponent's hand, all monsters they control and all cards they draw until the third end phase from the activation of this card go to the graveyard. And my final trap card is the staple of Mirror Force. When your opponent attacks, all your monsters face-up monsters go and, well, die if they're in attack mode. Right, I'm going to go to the extra deck now, and then I'll go to side deck. Well, just basically the staples to the extra deck: 3 Cyber End Dragon, 3 Stardust Dragon, 2 Paradox Dragon. Now I know I don't run Parallel Gear in my main deck, and I only run 1 in my side deck if I remember. But it's just a case of if I can Monster Reborn my Parallel Gear, I can go into another Paradox Dragon. 3 Leviathan Dragon, number 17. 1 number 20 Giga Brilliance, mainly because when you remove an overlay unit, you can power up your monsters by 300 points permanently. Chimeratech Fortress Dragon, again I side my Cyber Dragon just in case. And Tempo, the Percussion Division, because I actually had nothing else better to put in. I got bored and I wanted a mascot. Now to my side deck. I'll go through the monsters and then the spells because I haven't got any traps in there. As a response to Chimeratech Fortress, I have Cyber Dragon. I side 2, count them 2, Thunder King Ryos, 1 Tragodia, a Lava Golem, because it is epic, because I'm thinking of Dolka and Lagia, Gore's Emissary of Darkness. Basically, get attacked directly, you know, the normal stuff. My Dark Arm Dragon, in case I get 3 Darks in the grave. Spirit Reaper, just because it's a good defender, and if need to be, I can use it as a temporary meat shield. My 3rd Gigiltron Dragon, and as I said, Malefic Parallel Gear. Onto the spell cards. 2 Night Beam, because it's just a case of they can't be chained onto, so if needs be, I'll trade them out for my MSTs. 2 Prohibition, things like MST and Heavy Storm, so I don't have to worry about them. Or Mirror Force and Dimensional Fissure, either way. And finally, Mass Field Destruction with Heavy Storm. Now, people ask me that why do I run it if I'm going to be running things like Skill Drain, Field Spells. It's because of the field spells. If I destroy my own Gear Town, I can special summon my Ancient Gigiltron Dragon. Don't know if anyone else would agree with me that that's a good idea, but I've just put it in because it's there. I'd be interested to see how many people would comment on this. I might try and get a couple of Skype duels in on to see how this works out, because I say, okay, I got 4 wins, 5 losses at Nationals, so that's not bad, but I only made 1 mistake, really, on one of my duels, and the other one, a couple of my teammates can tell you, was stalling for time to the point where he did a bit of damage, and he won by default. Baggy little son bitch can go burn in hell. But I'm glad to say he didn't even come in top 50, top 100. Cheating little son bitch. Sounds like sour grapes, doesn't it? Well, I'm gonna leave it there. Let's see. Yeah, I can't think of anything else for the near future. So I'm gonna leave it at that, and it's Mr. Deltafix signing out. Bye.